Danny's sort of our shop apprentice. He's done a little woodworking on his own, but he's learning most things from scratch. And recently, he learned a couple important lessons about wood finishing that I thought I'd pass along because I see folks online who experience these same problems. He was applying stain to an oak cabinet. I don't like to use a lot of stains, but I think this dark brown gives the cabinet the contemporary look that I wanted. Anyway, he took care to fully wipe off the excess stain as he applied it. And it sat on the wood for well over a week, so we know it was fully dry. But when he tried to apply a wipe-on poly top coat, the stain started coming off. It was a mess. In the end, the panel was significantly lighter and blotchy, and it just looked terrible. Why did a fully dry stain come off when he applied the top coat? It's because stain is pigment suspended in liquid. In the case of an oil-based stain, that liquid is mostly solvent, and that makes it nice and thin, so it'll soak into the wood fibers and dry quickly. And then it also has binders, which is essentially a little bit of varnish to help the pigment adhere to the wood fibers. Varnish is dissolved by solvents, such as mineral spirits. You know what contains a lot of solvents? Clear film finishes, especially thinned wipe-on finishes. These solvents can dissolve those binders, and the color comes off the wood, especially the pigment that sits on the board's surface. Gel stains leave a lot of pigment on the surface, as do regular stains that are not fully wiped off during the application. But even a properly applied regular stain can be a problem, especially if it's a dark color. So what do you do about it? Well, there are a couple of solutions. One is to encourage more stain to adhere below the surface of the wood, where it's less likely to wipe off. So this means using sandpaper that's a grade or two coarser to create more scratches for that pigment to settle into. Of course, if you're retaining more pigment in those fine scratches, the result will be darker furniture, so keep that in mind. And again, be sure you're fully wiping off your excess stain when you first apply it. Many stains won't even dry fully if they're applied too heavily. They'll feel tacky to the touch. So flood the stain on, let it sit a minute, and then wipe all the excess off. You may also wish to use a clear top coat finish with less solvent in it, so it's less likely to dissolve those binders. So if you're using polyurethane, use it from the regular can instead of thinning it or instead of using pre-thinned wipe-on poly, because that contains a lot of extra mineral spirits. And don't overbrush. Apply the finish with long, parallel strokes and then leave it alone. Don't apply too much pressure with your applicator. The solvents, again, are going to soften the pigment bond, and if you apply a lot of pressure as you're wiping it on, you're more likely to rub it off. A good brush may be better than a cloth in some cases. And if you have access to a sprayer, that would be ideal, but if not, you can apply the finish manually with care. Once the first coat of finish is dry on top of the stain, you're in the clear. The pigment will now be locked in place, and you can apply your next coats as you normally would. You can even use your thinned wipe-on poly if that's what you like to use. The most important thing is don't panic. You'd be surprised how many mistakes even pros make. The difference is they know how to fix them, and now you do as well. See you next time. MyWoodcutters.com is the sort of small business I like to support. Stefan is a great guy, and he can find you knives and cutters for almost any joiner, planer, shaper, or molding machine. And his are the best prices if you're planning to upgrade to a helical carbide cutter head. Please use the link below this video to check with him before you buy somewhere else. Some small businesses are just worth supporting. Wait, don't go yet. If you're new here, please subscribe and remember to ring the bell. I would really appreciate that. Give us a thumbs up, or better yet, leave us a comment. I always read them. And be sure to check out the latest issue of Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal. It's always packed with tips, tricks, and tutorials designed to make you a better woodworker.